like she just reached into the inky depths of the void and pulled out the soul of a demon. Hey there people of the internet, my name is Sivana, and welcome to my studio. Today's video is of a very special someone who is near and dear to my heart. This crazy clown lady, Jesta! She's a character I've been drawing and writing about for years as part of a fantasy novel I've been working on since I was like 12, and that's probably when I first drew her. Now, she's not the main character, but she is part of the main cast, and honestly, she's my favorite. She is just so much fun to write because she's crazy and silly and surprisingly powerful. She also has a super sad backstory like any good anime character. But before we get started, let's fluff the algorithm a bit by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, leaving a like and commenting on your favorite part of the video, and ring the bell to make sure you're notified about new videos that come out every Tuesday. If you would like to support me, come check out my Etsy shop where I sell some cool shirts and prints of some of the art I do on this channel. And if you want to see some other work that I've done, come follow me on Instagram. Anyway, let's get into the drawing of the new and improved Jesta. So for these character drawings, I didn't record the sketch portion, but I do kind of show my process and models before I get into the line work. I'm sure you can all guess that a big inspiration for this character was Harley Quinn. Court jesters are just fun and unique and so appealing to me. I love their floppy, poofy, asymmetric outfits, which is probably why I love drawing and designing Jesta so much. She's also just a fun character to write. So the basic premise for Jesta is that she is a shapeshifter and has a magically enchanted dress that allows her clothes to change along with her body, so she's never, like, nude, even if she changes into an animal. She's also crazy powerful because she could turn into a freaking giant dragon and be just as powerful as a real one. She mainly uses illusions and dark energy magic though. Her illusions and manipulation also allow her to bring inanimate objects to life and do her bidding. And the reason she chooses to look like a court jester is also why she calls herself Jesta, is because she feels like her life is a joke, and she just doesn't care anymore. I really wanted to bring out all my favorite elements of her character and original design, from the vivacious pose to her flirty stare and the classic jester costume with the floppy hat, pointy shoes, and frills. But I decided to add more pointy bits cause she dangerous. Doing these lines to manually make fishnets instead of finding a cross-hatching brush was very frustrating. The arm turned out perfect on the first try, but I struggled with this gosh dang leg because I just had to put fishnets on the bent leg and make it harder for myself. But I eventually get it and it's fine and it looks good and I'm happy with it, gosh. I wanted to keep some of the same aspects from the original drawing I did 12 years ago, like her powder white skin and the purple and teal color scheme, though I added way more and just improvised. I think the gold is a really nice touch. After making her nails black, I thought it would be cool to give her some black coloring on her fingers, like she just reached into the inky depths of the void and pulled out the soul of a demon, or something like that. Also, it's apparently a witch thing. Now, some of these cards have some significance, like the mini version of Jesta in another outfit. The mask plays an important role in the culture of shapeshifters, and the woman holding flowers, who is the goddess of the shapeshifting fae folk, known as the Spirit Mother. And then I just found some cool pattern brushes for the backdrops of the cards, because they're very small and not super important to the overall piece. Ooh-wee, time for some sad backstory. Ooh-wee! So who is Jesta? Well, for starters, she is the equivalent of a fairy, and fairies in my story are born with specific markings that mean something in their culture. And Jesta was unlucky enough to be born with the markings of misfortune, so her parents were like, no, and had another daughter, who was born with the markings of beauty and grace. So, of course, her parents and everyone else loved her sister and had a disdain for Jesta. So much so that they denounced her as a fae by cutting off her ears and wings, and then her father sold her to a witch, which permanently traumatized her, as I'm sure you can imagine. However, this old witch was actually pretty nice to her for the most part, and even made her special dress that allows her clothes to change shape with her. But the old witch died quite soon after, leaving Jesta to fend for herself as she grew up. She had to lie and steal and use her powers just to get by. So Jesta's whole deal is that she was mutilated by her people and has never been able to properly grieve or deal with her abandonment. So she turned to the dark side. By that, I mean she started following an evil goddess from the void and using void magic that isn't allowed by the rest of society. But what does she care? Society threw her in the dirt, and now she's getting her revenge by siding with the main antagonist of the story, who I will draw some other time, and wants to help him more or less take over the world and make it better for people like her. She's not necessarily evil, she's just kind of chaotic and corrupt because void magic does that to you. So yeah, she began as a goofy hench lady to the big bad, and now, so many years later, she has depth and meaning. Kinda like Harley Quinn.
Aren't you being a little dramatic?
It's crazy what growing up will do to your mental state. Her magic ball of sparkly void space was a lot of fun to do, and I pretty much just played around with colors and effects until I liked it. This was my first time drawing magic of any kind, so it was still a learning experience for sure, but I like how it turned out. It'll probably look way different in the next version of Jesta that I'm already working on because I can't stop drawing my own characters. Oh yeah, the magic of my story has a lot to do with squares and circles. Basically, circles are normal and common for spells, and squares are either advanced or forbidden, like void magic. Or they're elements and they don't need no shapes or symbols. And just like that, we have ourselves a Jesta. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rambling about my favorite character that I created for the last 10 minutes. As always, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see me draw more of my own characters, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.